Hello dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll see important 4-mark questions for tomorrow's SLC Social Science SLC exam. And also students, after this video I'll be posting additional important questions and also the questions from Akashwani program. You should watch all the complete video series to score above 70 marks. The question paper will be quite easy to score around 60 marks. For around 10 to 20 marks, you need to little bit go through the textbook also. Read all the textbook questions. That means the fill in the blanks from the textbooks. At the back, at the end of the chapter, will have fill in the blanks and also question answers. Those questions are very important for MCQs and also for 1-mark question. Most of the questions I have included in my part 1 video. See, and also you can go through all those questions to score good marks in social examination. First question: what were the causes for 1857 revolt? There are many causes. In the exam they can ask like, what are the political and administrative causes? So they can ask you any two reasons for 1857 revolt: economic causes, administrative causes. So they can ask, instead of asking all the reasons, they can ask you to explain any two reasons from the textbook. This is a very important question for 4 marks. Also this same question have been discussed in Akashwani program also, where they'll be asking any two reasons to explain for 1857 revolt: economic causes, immediate cause, administrative causes. Now we'll see. There were many causes for the revolt of 1857 as a result of the introduction of doctrine of lapse. States like Satara, Jhansi, Jaipur, Udaipur and many others became part of British Empire. The kingships of Tanjavur and Carnatic Nawabs were abolished while Mughal Empire was dethroned because of the doctrine of lapse. The soldiers serving these states were rendered unemployed. The industrialization in England destroyed the Indian handicraft and cottage industry. This is one of the economic industries causes. Introduction of zamindari system resulted in the exploitation of farmers, causing economic hardship. The civil and criminal laws introduced by the British discriminated what? Indian soldiers. The condition of Indian soldiers serving in the British army was pathetic. They were also forced to work overseas, which was against their religious beliefs. The immediate cause for the revolt was the introduction of new Enfield guns, the bullets of which were rumored to be smeared with the fat of cow and pig, which was against the religious sentiments of both Hindus and Muslims. These are the causes for 1857 revolt. But in the examination, how can they ask? They can ask you to explain any two reasons for 4 marks. Go through the textbook and make a list. So this question has been already discussed in 3-mark video. What are the results of 1857 revolt? Very important question, students. Explain the role of Baal Gangadhar Tilak in the freedom struggle. Baal Gangadhar Tilak was the foremost leader of radicals in the Congress. He is one of the foremost leader of radicals in the Congress. He disliked the methods of moderates. He declared, "Swaraj is my birthright." He used functions like Ganesha festival, Shivaji's birthday celebration to organize the common people to instill the spirit of freedom in them. So he used many functions like Ganesha festival, Shivaji's birthday celebration to organize the common people to instill the spirit of freedom in them. He also published Kesari, a newspaper in Marathi, and Marathi newspaper in English. Through this newspaper, he tried to spread awareness among the people about the freedom struggle. He was imprisoned for his revolutionary articles and activity. While in prison, he wrote a book, Gita Rahasya, which further fueled the freedom fervor. So if you write all these points, you can score 4 marks. Next question, role of moderates, Baal Gangadhar Tilak, or radicals. You can expect one question for 4 marks. The role of the first phase of freedom struggle from 1885 to 1905. The first 20 years of Indian Congress is called as Age of Moderates or the Age of Liberal Nationalism. The moderate leaders believed in constitutional methods and had faith in the British administration and judiciary. They tried to bring in political awareness among the people. They organized public meetings, discussed various burning issues, and submitted memorandums to the government. The memorandums related to cutting down of military expenditure, development of Indian industries, providing good education, implementing programs, and poverty alleviation are the main memorandum of these meetings. The moderates were the first to study the ill effects of British rule. They explained the drain of resources of India into England called as drain theory. Dadabhai Nauroji and R.C. Dutt published book explaining the draining of Indian resources into England. These are the role of moderates in the freedom struggle. Next, role of radicals. The radicals criticized the soft stance of moderates towards the British. They opposed the partition of Bengal and also began an agitation. The division of Bengal resulted in widespread protests across the country. The Swadeshi movement was a part of this agitation. The movement called boycotting of foreign goods and institutions that encouraged it. The radicals encouraged the people to use Indian goods. They also attempted to organize the people through religious celebrations such as Ganesha, Shivaji, and Durga festivals. Tilak declared Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Thus, the radicals aimed at an independent India through his newspapers, Kesari in Marathi and Maratha in English. Tilak called for the active participation of the people in the fight for the freedom. This is the role of radicals in the freedom struggle for 4 marks. Next, role of revolutionary is also important. 4-mark question. The revolutionaries dreamt of a completely free India. They believed that the British could be thrown out of India only by violent means. Revolutionaries, the name itself indicates that they thought that British can be thrown out of India only by violent means. They established secret organizations not only across the country but also abroad. They collected money, bought weapons, and trained their members for an armed struggle against the British. Abhinav Bharat and Anushilan Samiti were the two important organizations of this kind. They used bombs and guns to achieve their goal. Many of them were arrested and imprisoned. Some of them were even hanged, but the goal of achieving freedom through forceful means by revolutionaries did not materialize. However, they were a powerful source of inspiration for the freedom movement. This is the role of revolutionaries in the freedom struggle. Very important question. You could have seen this question repeated in model paper and also preparatory paper. Achievements of Subhash Chandra Bose in the independence struggle. Subhash Chandra Bose, popularly called as Netaji, was a prominent among the revolutionary fighters of India. He engaged himself in organizing the Indians settled abroad. He traveled to Vienna, Berlin, Rome, and Istanbul and other cities and rallied the Indians to support the struggle for independence. In 1934, he established Congress session held at Haripura in 1938. However, due to the difference of opinion with Gandhiji, he left the Congress and established a separate party called as Forward Bloc. He was arrested for opposing the war preparations of the British and participation of India in the Second World War. But he escaped to Germany and gained the support of Hitler, the dictator of Germany. He broadcast his speeches to Indians through Azad Hind Radio. He joined hands with Ras Bihari Bose, who had established the India Independence League and the Indian National army in Tokyo, Bose planned to attack India through Rangoon and began an armed struggle on the Burma border. Fierce fighting took place between the British and Indian National Army (INA). However, with the death of Bose in a plane crash, Rangoon was captured by the British. This is how the we can see the achievement of Subhash Chandra Bose in the freedom struggle. Describe the various tribal revolts in the history of Indian struggle. Important 4-mark question. The tax and forest policies implemented by the British were the reasons for the tribal revolts. The revolts of the Santals, Kolas, Mundas and Bedas of Alagali are notable. The people of Santala tribe lived in the hilly areas of Bengal and Odisha states. With the implementation of permanent zamindar system, these people became landless. The zamindar took over the lands. The zamindars lent and the money lenders and the company government exploited the Santalas. The Santalas revolted at Barahat, Bhagatpur and Rajmal. As a result, the zamindars and money lenders fled. The government suppressed the revolt. Although the revolt came to an end, it became an inspiration for similar revolts later. This is how the tribal community has fought against the British for freedom. Next important question, contributions of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played an important role in the uplifting of untouchables. He studied the caste system and came up with a plan to eradicate it. He started the Mahatank and Kalaram temple movement seeking basic facilities for the untouchables. He attended the 3-round table conference and gave valuable suggestions. He demanded separate electoral constituencies for untouchables. He served as the Diwan in the court of Maharaja of Baroda. He was a member of Bombay Legislative Council, later a member of the Viceroy's Legislative Council. He founded 2 organizations, Prabuddha Bharat Sabha, Swatantra Karmika Party. He published the newspapers Prabuddha Bharat, Janata, Mukanayak and Bahishkrut Bharat. He also strived to get justice for the farm laborers. After independence, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar became the first Law Minister of India. He was elected as the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna posthumously for his lifetime achievement. The protests organized by the farmers are important in the national freedom struggle. That is the help of farmers in the freedom struggle was important. The protests by the farmers during the freedom struggle were influenced by the Congress and the Marxists. During the British administration, many farmers rebelled against the British planters and zamindars. They opposed the going of indigo in the Champaran district. They protested against the land tax. The Congress tried to organize the farmers. The farmers organized themselves and protested in Champaran, Keda and other places. The farmers of Tebaga, Malabar and other places also revolted against the British and the zamindars. The issues and problems of the farmers merged with the problems focused on it: non-cooperation, civil disobedience and Quiet India movements. Quit India movement. Many of the protests were organized under the banner of Kisan Sabha, which was influenced by leftist ideology. The farmers of Telangana and Bengal rose against the zamindars. In Maharashtra, farmers protest against the law wages. This is how the farmers revolted against the British. What are the measures taken to improve the status of women? The government has set up the Ministry of Women and Child Development to improve the status of women's education and status. Laws have been passed relating to child marriage, dowry and compulsory education. Many self-help groups have been formed as means of social progress. Women's Commission have been established at the national as well as state levels to address the various issues relating to women. reservation has been given to women in local bodies and in the government recruitment. This is how the measures has been taken to improve the status of women in India. What is terrorism? What are the effects of terrorism? What are the measures to curb terrorism? Terrorism, often fueled by political ideologies, religious faiths, ideological beliefs, it is based on extreme religious sentiments, separatism, racism, and leftist idea. Terrorism is organized use of terror or violence to create panic and fear among the public. Terrorism based on political ideologies, religious faiths, and ideological beliefs cause loss to individuals as well as communities. Moreover, terrorism causes psychological pain and influences cultural aspects negatively. India, as a peace-loving country, has taken many measures to stop terrorist activities in the country. The central as well as state government have strived to protect the life and property of ordinary people. They have even created special allied forces to tackle the terrorism. So student, this question I'll leave to you to study. What is corporate strategy? Write about its current status. Very important 4-mark question. What are the types of agriculture? What are the agricultural practices in India? Different types of farming. These are the different types of question, but the answer is same. The different types of farming are subsistence farming, intensive farming, commercial farming, mixed farming, plantation farming, dry farming, irrigation farming, and humid farming. Same question, different question, but the same answer. Different kinds of farming practices in India. Answer is same as before. Next, another important question from the same unit: importance of agriculture in India. Agriculture is the main occupation of India. Nearly 65% of the people depend on agriculture. The development of the economy depends on the progress in the agriculture. Agriculture is the main source of livelihood. It is the main source of food for the people as well as fodder for animals. It is a source of national income, revenue. Agriculture supports many industries like cotton and jute, textile, sugar, etc. It also supports services in the tertiary sector like trade, transport, banking, insurance, etc. Agriculture also influences the political and social situation in the country. What is land use pattern? List the factors which influence the land use pattern, and also types of land use pattern can be seen in the textbook. The distribution of land for different uses such as forestry, cultivation, pastures is called as land use or land utilization. Land use is determined by factors such as relief features, climate, soil, population density, socio-economic factors, technical factors. Students, these are the important 4-mark questions. And also students, after this video I'll be posting the additional important questions from Akashvani program, and also the questions, any additional important question which I left will be posted soon. Students, try to start studying. We have try to attempt all the questions in the exam. Social exam will be very easy. Regarding map, I'll also post one more video. So students, study well, score good marks. Thank you for watching the video. Do subscribe the channel, and also most importantly, do join the Telegram group. In case if I'm not able to post any videos, I'll share the questions in the Telegram group. Thank you for watching the video.